when the blues go marching in. Oh, when the blues go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number when the blues go marching in. Oh, when the blues
If you bleed blue, then this is the show for you. The Bluenote Fan Report, hosted by
the Hawaii Blues fan. Aloha! I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you gotta know I'm bleeding blue with you. Welcome to the Bluenote Fan Report. Man, I am freaking excited. I can't hold it. I'm so excited. I got hives running up and down my body. Ooh, what a sight. Boy, what a great day this is going to be. We've waited a couple of years for this. Last time we were in round 2, we faced the Predators and lost in 6 games when what would eventually be them going to the Cup Finals. The last time that we faced the Dallas Stars in the second round, they were the home team. We ended up going to the conference finals. I'm excited, I'm pumped, and I'm raring to go. So how about, oh, wait a minute, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do something. That's right, subscribe to the channel. I'm at 291, I'm pushing the 300. I got to drive the 300 going. Help me get there. Help me get there. And then, don't forget to ring that bell. Yeah, ring it along. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. You ring the bell, you get the notifications. And then you can do something really great. Put your thumbs in the air and like my videos. I did a live during the Washington and Carolina game. And at present moment, that sucker's at 750 views and climbing. I only did it during the first period because I didn't think many people were watching, but after I got off, people started watching. Well, kind of. The average watch time's a minute, but you know what? I'm happy with what's going on. You guys keep watching me, keep saying hi to me, and most of all, just remember, we all bleed blue because I am bleeding blue with you. So how about we start talking about the Blues and the Stars. You know what? I forgot to do something. Before we talk about the Blues and Stars, 8, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think that's much better. Blues fans, this is it. Game 1, round 2. This is where things get serious. This is where the contenders are. The pretenders are gone. And surprisingly, a lot of teams that we thought were pretenders are now contenders. The Dallas Stars, one of them. All 4 wildcard teams in both leagues made it to round 2. What that means is all 4 number 1 seeds are gone. This is the craziest playoff in a very long time. And I talked about this a little bit. This reminds me, and I can't remember if it was 95 or 96. Might have even been a little earlier than that. When the Blues were the number 1 seed, no, actually it might have been later than that. It might have been closer to 96, 97. Earlier, maybe. I'm lost a little bit. The Blues were the number 1 seed, or number 2 seed overall. And the Blackhawks were the number 1 seed. This was back during the days of the Norris Division. You had Chicago, St. Louis, Toronto, Detroit, and the Dallas North Stars in one division. 4 of those teams made the playoffs. That year, the Minnesota North Stars snuck into the playoffs. absolutely snuck into play. Actually, I remember the year now. It was 92. Snuck into the playoffs and beat the #1 Chicago Blackhawks. And then the President Trophy Blackhawks. And then turned around and beat the Blues, the #1 Blues, on their way to the Stanley Cup Finals, where they lost to the Penguins. This year has that feeling. And one of the teams looking to do that is, again, the Stars. So how about, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on and what I think, because I'm going to do a breakdown show that'll probably come out shortly after this one, or I'm going to break down all 4 series. So I'm trying to get a couple of shows out today for you. So let's talk about just the Stars and the Blues and what I think are the X factors. That's what I want to talk about, the X factors of this game. And the first X factor is our front line against their front line. Jamie Benn has been a thorn in our sides. Now, in the regular season, the Blues faced Dallas 4 times and went 1-3. That really doesn't mean anything in the postseason. One of the things to remember is both Dallas and St. Louis were very hot down the stretch. But St. Louis, in their last 16 games, are 12-3-1. Let me say that again. In their last 16 games, they are 12-3-1. That is some impressive numbers. In the playoff series, Dallas #1 Stars, their top line were their stars. Jamie Benn had a good series, along with a few others. In St. Louis, not the case. Parashenko only had 2 goals for 2 points. O'Reilly only has 4 points. Pietrangelo was #1 with 6 points. Jaden Schwartz was right behind him with 5 points, 4 of those being goals. And there's still some things. So for me, the X factor is our #1 line has to be our best line. They've got to go out and score goals. If Parashenko, O'Reilly, and Shen or Perron, depending on who they put on that line, go out and score goals, series done. That's the line that needs to be good. Also, we need to roll 4 lines. If we get that 3rd and 4th line scoring, again, it's a big if, this series is easily going to be a Blue series. What's going to take all that away is my X factor #2. And X factor #2 is quite simply goaltending. Now, here in St. Louis, we have all been on, let me get out of the way, the Bennington train. And that train just coming. But you know what? That Bennington train has lost some steam. With all due respect, and I know I'm going to get killed, Jordan Bennington did not have a great series against the Jets. Fine, Dan, you know, that's just an honest statement. There were some goals that he let in, and maybe he shouldn't. However, team stood up by him and held it. In Dallas, Ben Bishop was absolutely the star of that series. Big Ben is going to be Big Ben. Now, the reason that I have, for me, this matchup is so interesting is the psychologicalness of it. First of all, let's talk about Jordan Bennington. You know, here's a 25-year-old rookie who has been just languishing in the minors. It was so bad. The Blues saw so little of him. Jamie Rivers talked about this, that they actually sent him to play for another team's minor league team instead of theirs. They loaned him out. Paid him to play for the Boston Bruins minor league team. Beginning of the season, he was 6th on the depth chart. Here it is now. He is a starter, and he is in line for the Calder Rookie of the Year trophy. I absolutely think he's going to get that nomination. The more I think about this, the more I think he's going to get that nomination. So for him, getting to the next round, getting to the Western Conference Finals, or getting to the Stanley Cup Finals, is him proving to everybody that they were wrong. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Good chip, right? You know, when you can do what he did in Winnipeg, when you can stand up during a national anthem and do this, that takes cojones. Big old cojones. And a chip on your shoulder. I give him credit. Some people don't like what he did, but I give him credit for having those. Now, let's shift over to Big Ben. Big Ben has been to the finals before. He went to where he was a backup goalie for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So he has some experience in what these playoffs are all about. The other thing is, and you know, this is, now I asked his agent, you know, how's that going to affect him, you know? And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Ben Bishop is from St. Louis. He was born in Denver, Colorado, moved to St. Louis when he was young. He played in Kirkwood. He played for the AAA Blues. He was drafted by the Blues. He played 12 to 15 games for the Blues before he was traded to Tampa. I mean, he has rooted for the Blues. He knows exactly what it means to be a Blues fan and how bad this one's a cup. Now, it's his job to prevent that from happening. I don't care how much of a flatliner you are. And I know when I spoke to Mr. Waugh about this, he told me, you know, it's a non-issue. You know, Ben is all in on getting Dallas another cup, and I absolutely agree with that. I really do. I believe that with my whole heart. However, I also know that you can't get out of your head sometimes. This series is going to be won on 1 square foot of real estate. Right here. The mental mistakes are what's going to be the turnaround in this series. Ben Bishop has got to make sure he gets out of his head that St. Louis needs a cup, and he wants one in St. Louis as bad as he wants one in Dallas. It's got to play with him. It could be a factor. With all that being said, the Blues marketing is doing a wonderful job of getting people in their seats, getting people at the arena. They have the wristbands on. Now, when I was in the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago, and they had them at San Jose, I thought they were really neat. They're actually doing them better than what they did in San Jose. Guys, get there. Don't take other people's wristbands. Let's make this light show really good. I'm hoping that NBC will show it. The game is a little later than people thought. It's at 8:30 Central Time, and a lot of people are upset about that. And you know what? I get it. Unfortunately, NBC, the National Blackhawks Channel, does not give 2 cents thought or fuck about the Blues. Period. They don't care. They would do anything if they could just say, you know what? Made you rather poof, series over, Dallas wins. That's exactly what they would do. You know what? Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, but I absolutely believe that they have shown a propensity to favor teams that are part of their sports network or their sports net channels, networks, their markets, and we're not, and it has that feeling. So with all that said, I'm not going to say who I think wins the series, but I am going to say who I think wins Game 1. The pressure is squarely on the Blues tonight. The bullseye is on the Blues. But what they have that Dallas doesn't is Dallas played 2 nights ago. That's absolutely right. 2 nights ago, they were playing. Or 3 nights ago. I think 3 nights ago. So, not as much rest. 3 nights ago, they were playing. Not as much rest. However, the Blues have had an extra day or so off. They're at home. And this is their game. You need to win Game 1. If they come out playing tight, they're not going to win this game. If they come out loose and playing for each other, Blues 4, Dallas 2 with an empty netter. Blues fans, let me tell you how much I love you. I love you so much that I am dying to be there with you. You know, if this keeps coming, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get my butt home if they're in the finals. May make things bad here, but I'll be a happy camper. You know, we'll deal with that when it happens. But Blues fans, this is our time. This is our town. And this is our team. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. And yes, we all bleed blue. You got to know that I am bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues. Aloha, mahalo, and I will see you on the next Bluenote Fan Report.